today.
Yeah, but they can score points.
Yes, they can.
They can score.
Can they score in this team, though? In Lincoln. Speaking of preventing teams from scoring points, Michigan State and Nebraska. You enjoy defense? This one's for you. Expect Michigan State to show up with a snarl today. The mean green streak is working very well for Mark D'Antonio and his team. They've never beaten Nebraska in 7 tries, and they really feel robbed by a couple of officials' calls and a heartbreaking loss to the Cornhuskers last year. That defense has been ridiculous, but Nebraska's Amir Abdullah is the best running back they've faced. He just grinds out 100 yards every week, a very hard worker. The problem is injuries have left that Nebraska offensive line as kind of a mix and match affair, and that's a problem against the Michigan State front. These are happy times to be in Sparta. They smothered. This is Wolverines, beat him up, bullied him, and then Spartan grad Ryan Reese won $8.3 million World Series of Poker. How about the Hoops team? How about that Hoops team? No, they
almost lost last night to Columbia.
Yeah.
They almost
There's a little letdown alert there, right?
Yeah, they're going to be number one, though. It comes out. So happy times for the Spartan Nation. For Nebraska, kind of gotten things turned around, even though Taylor Martinez, Bo Pelini says his career is probably over. Armstrong has filled in, and he's been a little bit prone to turnovers, but if he can be Tommy touchdown and not Tommy turnover today, no picks in the big house, clutch throw to Kenny Bell on 4th down, the game winner to Abdullah. To challenge for any quarterback, much less a freshman quarterback, to take on this defense. But if he can dodge turnovers, if Abdullah can run the rock, which nobody has done against Michigan State.
You don't dare. I don't know, you guys. You don't dare run the rock against Michigan State.
Surrounded by grudging respect from Des for the Michigan State defense who loves the old school nature. Tom, you get a chance to go to East Lansing where there seems to be a semi-permanent snarl on the coach's face, but again, it's working for him.
No question, Chris. A few years ago, defensive coordinator Pat Narduzzi asked his unit to come up with an identity, a nickname for it. The name they chose, the Spartan Dogs. And under the list of characteristics to summarize their style of play, relentless was the first word. That unit leads the country in almost too many categories to count, but 4 playmakers in particular have developed their own identity to lead the Dogs to dominance.
Spartan free pressure.
We're going to play with a great deal of effort and toughness. We're going to be tough. That's a mindset. It permeates down through our football team.
I want them to know it's going to be a war. You come to play, you come to fight, and you come to play Michigan State.
The Spartan defense leads the country in almost every valuable metric, but its personality is measured by a fantastic 4. Not superheroes, they just play like them. The water boy, Bane. The computer, the no-fly zone. At 5'11", Danico Allen doesn't lead the team in size. He does in tackles. A play 2 seasons ago launched his nickname.
Nikos is the water boy. Before that game, we watched the water boy. In the movie, the guy jumps over the player and makes the sack.
What an awesome play, Sean. By Nikos Allen.
Came out on the blitz, jumped over, cleared Jordan Hall head, and tackled the ball. It was a great play.
A relentless team, so that just shows the relentless effort that we're going to get on.
Sophomore Shalik Calhoun, who leads the FBS in defensive touchdowns, was given the chance to play tight end. He chose defensive end instead. His face mask begins to tell you why.
Some call me Bane. If you ever seen Batman, you know Bane is a guy that goes around and just tortures everything. And, you know, that's the kind of player he is. He wreaks a lot of havoc.
That face mask, it just says it all. He's an intimidating guy. Just physically, the way he plays is you put those 2 things together, and you know, he's unbelievable.
He is extremely athletic at the point of attack and gets off blocks and runs so well. And, you know, it's so tough to find those type of defensive ends that can pressure and become those big play guys.
Max Bullock, a 2-time captain whose grandfather and father are Spartan legends past, is the clear leader, play caller, and Mensa mind.
Max is the computer because he knows everything. You know, I catch him sometimes correcting the coaches.
Not only does he get our defense lined up, but he's throwing out a lot of good terms that alert our defense to what's going on. He watches film more than any player we've got.
I look at football as a game, but it's a subject you can study, you can learn, you can never know enough. And that's something that's helped me.
Finally, there's senior Darquez Denard. He leads the team in interceptions, pass breakups, and quarterback headaches.
Our Cuisinart definitely is no-fly zone.
No fly zone. Just nobody can catch a pass on you.
You ask anybody that's played their Cuisinart in the past 2 years, maybe 3, he's a tough guy to complete a pass, and he's a tough guy not to throw a pick.
They'll give a kind of a, hey, don't even try it after, it's an incomplete pass and don't fly. They don't want balls completed. That's their attitude. They say, hey, don't throw the ball my way. Don't fly in this zone.
4 personas serving one powerful force. Part of a unit that wants its identity known and felt.
We gonna dominate you. We gonna hit you hard. We gonna run to the ball. And just be scared.
I want them to feel that hit in the mouth that they're going to get every snap. I don't care who we face. I put our defense up against anybody in the country.
The Spartans have had a top 10 defense the past 3 seasons, but they feel like experience has pushed them to greatness. Here's all you need to know about the team's unity. Our intent was to go to East Lansing and profile Max Bulla and his great family legacy in terms of the Spartan history. He said no. He only wanted to participate in a story which reflected upon his teammates as well and his defense as a whole. And if ever there was a guy right now playing who Kirk Herbstreit appreciates in terms of attitude and intensity, Kirk, I know it's 4-0.
Without a doubt. He's been doing it for so many years now. And I think that's the thing about this defense. There's a lot of guys who have been starting for 3 years, so it's all coming together this year where they're playing this dominating. And here comes Nebraska's offense. You know, Nebraska's running the football 61% of the time. They have to establish the run. They need to be able to run. Also with the zone read. This is against Michigan. And now see the linebackers running downhill. Bulla there just eats up the guard, and it frees up the rest of the green jerseys to be able to make the play. They swarm. They gain tackle. Again, here's that zone read. They're going to see a lot of it. You got to have assignment football. Somebody's got to take the dive. Somebody's got to take the quarterback. Because of the linebackers' ability to get downhill with Bulla, they take away the dive. And, of course, there's those green jerseys again flying around to the football. They'll need that kind of attitude again today. And if they dare get Nebraska with that passing offense into 3rd and 7 or longer, good luck figuring out their blitz scheme with Narduzzi. They get very creative in how they come after the quarterback. Nebraska's only chance to move the ball in this game is to break some tendencies. They have a redshirt freshman quarterback who turns the football over. I think it's going to be a tough day for Nebraska's offense to move the football against this Michigan State offense, or Michigan State defense. I think Michigan State's defense carries the day. The Spartans go on the road and get a big win.
Michigan State is 8-1 the old-fashioned way. On offense, they control the ball. Yep. They control the clock. They're second in the nation in time of possession. On defense, the 3rd in scoring defense. But here's the most important thing. They learned to win on the road. They're 11-3 on the road the last 3 years. And that's the secret. That combination is tough to beat. Michigan State wins this game.
I agree with you. I think they're going to win this game. And earlier in the show, David Pollack talked about Texas defense. He said they're playing well because they're playing against some bad offenses. And you can say the same thing about the Spartans defense. The most prolific offense they've played so far, maybe Indiana. But there's something to be said, though, about players being in the right position, buying into the system, doing what they have to do, and being very disciplined. That's what's going on in Texas, and that's really what's going on in East Lansing. That defense, they're just a group of guys flying around. They understand their assignments. They play it extremely well. And, man, talking about nasty, this group, they play with an attitude and with a chip. Now, Amir Abdullah, averaging 134 a game, he may be lucky if he hits 40, 50. I got Michigan State winning this game, too.
If you don't have a balanced attack, if you can't have a real threat throwing the football, you're loaded up against Armstrong and Abdullah, they're going to have to throw the ball to be able to move the football at all.
He's probably the most little dynamic quarterback athletic-wise that they'll face, too. So
I coached against them 30 years ago. Why are they so tough at Michigan State? They were tough then, they're tough now.
Why did Bulla's grandfather, you said you coached?
I did. He was a great football coach.
I think back then, and it's continued through coaching changes, and Des can talk about this too, that they recruit players that have a chip on their shoulder and kind of an attitude. They play with that.
Yeah, true. You should know that.
But Bulla is about as good a combination of athlete and scholar as you'll see. He's a finalist for the Campbell Trophy, which is the academic Heisman handed out in New York, one of 18 scholar athletes. So, as they said, he's a near genius. I like you got the water boy reference in there?
Yeah,
water
right
boy.
there.
Keep those $1.12 residual checks coming.
Still getting residual checks?
Huge.
Small. Smaller than the experts say.
Smaller than the experts say.
Coming up, we'll talk about the Buckeyes are beating the Live with the Spartans in the Big Ten.